Well, hey everybody. I know there's been quite a few of you who've been really wanting to know what's the status of the buggy. Um, so I thought I'd make a video, kind of go over some of the things that I've discovered. I've been looking it over for about a week now. Um, and disappointment definitely is on the list. Um, Sadness is on the list. It's not all bad, and I want to give credit where I can. Um, but I figured the best way is probably to go over the buggy, talk about it with you guys, let you know how it came home. We finally ended up just going to get it. It was there for 9.5 months. 6 months passed when we were promised that it would be completed. So we have a lot invested. When I say a lot invested, this is not a comp car. This is just a trail Jeep, you know. We had no intentions of ever competing. It's not at that level, and so the price should really reflect that. Although we did want some complicated systems, we wanted rear steer and stuff like that. But this is not an LS car. This is a Chevy 350 turbo hydromatic transmission. And we do have a replacement T case, provided that all the parts are there, which I'm not 100% sure yet. We still have a lot of tearing down to do to kind of look in it. It's not running, it's not finished, there's a lot missing, and there's a lot we still have to do. There's some pretty major fixes that we have to consider, and at this time, with as much as we have invested, which is near the $85,000 mark. I don't know that it's written in our future at this point. So it's going to sit here in the garage until we come up with a new game plan, or we're just in a better place to continue. We ended up paying $60,240 to the shop to do some of the repairs. Most of you know that it was a running buggy at the time. Most of you know that I took 3 axles to that shop to do the conversion for the rear steer in the back. Most of you know that it was a somewhat put together Jeep, which was my intentions the whole time. Years ago when I bought this, it's been almost exactly 4 years ago at this point, I wanted a Jeep. I wanted a Jeep with a license plate, with a title, with a VIN. I reviewed many options for chassis over about a 2-year time period, so I'm at about 6 years in this process right now. 20 years total waiting for this point. And we just wanted a Jeep that had rear steer, that we could really take out and wheel with our friends out there at Sand Hollow, go to Trail Hero, do the things, be able to do, some of the Black Hills stuff, be able to do stuff all over Colorado, the basic business at buggy level. So, and we've invested in all sorts of other ways, trailers and campers and all kinds of stuff along the way. So we were pretty deep in anyways. But the 2 price increases, tripling our initial cost, made it just at a level that it's ridiculous, needless to say, especially considering what we still have left to do, what we have to repair, fix, cut off, start over. I'm not really even sure all of it yet. We've had a pretty good chance to at least get a starting game plan. There's a lot of little details we still have to go through. Reichert and I were just sad about it, needless to say. However, without further ado, I will show you kind of what we're working with. We've made just a couple of small minor changes since we've gotten it back. We had to move our twin ARB pump from the back of the vehicle. We didn't want it to be completely dusted out. And we decided to go ahead and move the steering. I'm not sure why it wasn't moved in the first place, so that we actually had room in the floor pan area to make some adjustments to the pedals, which was one of my requests in the beginning, so that it would be a car that was easy to drive for both Reichert and I, being that both of us have some pretty big physical challenges. So those are about the only things that we've started. We also realized we had to turn around the fuel cell and remount it so that the sump is towards the back. It seemed like a smarter orientation. Hang on, I think somebody's outside. Okay, we're back. Just kidding, I guess. There's a rodeo grounds not far from here, and sometimes it makes noise. You guys will have to excuse the garage too. We're still kind of getting settled here at our new place. We've been here almost a year, and now that some of the other things are over, maybe we can focus on getting settled in the rest of the way while we take our break from this mess. So here we go. I'm going to walk around, kind of show you guys some of the details so that you'll know what's up. So we're at a full stop. And the reason why is the geometry of the links. As you guys can see, there's the lower. And here's our upper. If you can see that. So the front end, basically, our geometry is not appropriate to hold the car steady without adding a track bar. We could optionally do a 3-link, but that costs a ton of money and it's a bunch of work and still doesn't get us what we want or paid for. Track bar doesn't either, and who wants to wheel with the track bar? We don't. So it looks to me like they did a pretty good job on the axles. We do have the ball joint deletes, etc., etc. We don't want to blow out our new overeyes. That'd be a lot of money. Obviously, you guys saw I was looking for somebody to do wiring the other day because it's a rat's nest everywhere. These headlights aren't even supposed to be in here. This was a request because of their design not fitting our radiator and fan setup we had before, so that was extra cost. Again, we've I don't know, we've got some issues as to whether the tire's gonna touch the lower link. We'll have to check all of that, but we're not even to that point where we can, so I don't know. Motor wise, not connected, missing the wiring harness for the Holly setup. Again, just a rat's nest of things. And supposedly they started wiring and plumbing in January, but I don't know. I don't know about that. As you can see, we're missing a ton of the fittings that go to the hydraulic hoses. Pretty sure they're not the right size either. But I got a pile of really expensive hoses, so I guess there's that. Again, the steering could have been moved, should have been moved so that it wasn't down here. We decided to go ahead and cut this off to start with so that I could have all the leg room. Some of you guys know I have really long legs, and leg room is a requirement for me. So we're putting it under the dash. Again, yeah, I don't know. I mean, some loom would be nice. I don't know, something. The firewall is not even enclosed, which is a big deal for me. That was something that was really, really important to me. And the shifter, the whole console and everything, we're gonna have to pull it out. and do something different. I wanted to be able to reach the shifter from my seat buckled in, which seems like a logical thing, and there's absolutely no way I wouldn't have been able to do that with this setup. And even though we have had harnesses since, I don't know, September-ish, they're not in. We moved the ARB under here so that we could actually access it pretty easily and keep it clean. You know, it's kind of an expensive piece of equipment. That is my hood. It's not the roof. It's the hood. So I'm missing the metal, big expensive piece of metal for the roof, not finished. We get back here to the back. Like I said, we had to remove the fuel cell already because we need the sump to be at the back instead of at the front. And so we got to clean all these things up. I mean, nothing is really wired. There's a few pieces of wiring that are in here. I do kind of like the back setup. It looks like it's going to work. Happy to see that. So that's exciting. At least I still have my license plate. We just have a lot of reworking to do, you know. The rear steer, I don't know. The tie rod links are not correct. So we'll have to redo those. Still have to hook up the self-centering. I'm going to go ahead and redo gauges and stuff while I'm in there to clean up some of that wiring, since I got to pull it all off and start again. So we're missing 9 lug nuts, ironically. 9. I don't know. Those are all there. The front side is all there. The back, not so much. And at 60 grand, you know, you'd think you'd have lug nuts. That'd be sweet. I'm also missing my rock lights. I had some Oro rock lights. I don't even know where those are at. No clue. Just gone, I guess. Not even positive if the drive shafts and all that stuff will work, because obviously the linkage, the links in the front, they're not correct. So all of that money could be wasted on the drive shaft as well, and mounts, and you know, and there's just a lot. There's a lot going on. We still got to fix the pedals. I have to lengthen them, both of them, move them, relocate them. And obviously we haven't gotten to where we've looked in the motor. That's something we'll definitely have to do. There's been some issues with some other customers. So we'll kind of pull it down and make sure everything is good to go, because this was a brand new, you know, rebuilt, fresh 350 and transmission and motor in here. And hopefully we have a full and complete transfer case too. I don't know yet. Again, this is going to take us a lot of time. So it looks like wheeling season is out for us this year again. You know, simple things like radiator hoses, not there. Dipstick, oil dipstick, missing. Just fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff, especially when you've paid that much. I mean, at this point, you know, we're looking at several $1,000s in parts and several thousand more dollars in labor. And not even 100% sure that what is here that seems to be okay is okay. So here we are currently, you know, at like an $85,000 trail buggy. And still can't wheel. So I guess stay tuned if you feel like it. Sorry for those of you who've been irritated by this whole scenario. I can promise you my irritation level is probably significantly higher. For those friends who have stuck by us, reached out, offered their help, you know, especially over the last couple of days, we've had a lot of people we've talked to about what we can do to salvage what we have. They've been really great. Really thankful for those friends. And yeah, we'll just go from here. For right now, it looks really good in the garage. At least we have it home. Happy about that. And yeah, if you guys feel like coming up, you want to stay, feel like working on a buggy, don't be afraid to reach out. We'd probably be glad to have you. So, all right, guys. Well, that's my update. I'll probably be in search of some parts, you know, for a little while until we can get everything here, but it'll take me some time. And Reichert and I are just going to hold steady for a little while, try to recoup some of our losses here, because obviously this is significant. So, you know, it'd be different, I suppose, if this was money we had coming in all the time, but it's not. You know, this was kind of one-time deal for us. Lots of saving up, lots and lots of hard work just to even get here. So, sorry it's a long video. I wish you guys all the best, unless you're a jerk. And if you're a jerk, then you know where you can go. That's all I can say. So, thanks, guys. Talk soon.